Hey, everybody, welcome to Bryant and Baden. Look, this is so serious today. I'm putting my glasses on. You know that it's just very
Oh
serious.
boy.
Okay,
I thought
so
you just wanted to look like me.
well, these are not quite Sally Jesse Raphael-esque, but they do have a little bit of color on them. Hey, October 21, 2021, Halyna Hutchins tragically killed on the movie set of Rust. We know that Hannah Guttierez-Reed is currently on trial for involuntary manslaughter, 18-month maximum penalty. But also that other guy, the guy that chased me down the street that time in L.A. Oh yeah, Alec Baldwin, the friend of the media. He's finally gotten a trial date. That's going to be in July of this year, Linda. So let's talk about the impact of the Hannah Guttierrez case on his upcoming trial. Even what we've heard so far seems to be impactful. What's the big takeaway you have so far?
My feeling is Alec Baldwin can't have better days in court than he's had in the Guttierez-Reed trial. Oh boy, if I'm his attorneys, I'm just like happy. Because, for instance, do you know that the FBI examiner who examined the gun, and there's only one we're talking about, the one that Alec Baldwin was holding when Halyna Hutchins was killed and shot and killed, it's his first case. He's only done certain that he's actually had to do what he's called a hammer test with a mallet on a gun, right? First time. And by doing it, now I just bringing out my hairspray again, Michael, okay? Pretend this is a mallet. Well, the FBI examiner who's in charge of examining the gun that was shot, okay? Pretend this is the gun, Michael. The FBI examiner in practice has tried to duplicate, guns going off by hitting them by force. But this was his first time he ever did it in a real trial. Bang, 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 bang. You know what? I didn't break my pen.
Oopsie.
But he broke the gun in parts. The internal parts of it were broken into pieces like
and the defense didn't get a shot at it then, so to speak. They didn't get a chance to look at it.
They asked for things to be preserved, apparently. And so, in DNA, if you're going to use all the DNA, you got to tell the defense attorneys. The judges require that because if you use it, then you don't get a chance to test it.
As an aside, is that your prescription hairspray that I've seen before? That's just regular.
This is
generic.
This is generic.
I've never seen it.
They're not sponsoring us, so I'm not going to show you a brand.
Okay, good. I appreciate that. Okay, so what do you think about the overall tone? I mean, that's a very specific impact, and I'm sure we're going to see that in his trial. What do you think about the overall tone of trying this 25-year-old girl first, who by all accounts on the body cam footage is, shattered by what happened that day, regardless of her level of culpability?
Oh my God, fuck. Are they okay?
Hey, Santa Fe, we need more units out here.
I've
never been inside a
dome.
How does that roll over into the Alec Baldwin trial in terms of helping him, hurting him, because we've seen it all, or will have seen it all when she's done with her trial?
Well, because defense attorneys for Alec Baldwin get to see all the evidence. This is it. This is the case. For instance, I didn't understand the prosecution going through every single round that was found with a firearms examiner. Do you know that the firearms examiner had to actually X-ray bullets to see whether they were dummies or whether they were blanks or not? And unless they had the crimp. If they had the crimp, they could tell. But even one of the ones that looked like it was a real cartridge, they thought it was real. By the time they put it through X-ray, it turns out it didn't have any of the four indicia of being a real bullet. So I guess for Alec Baldwin, how's he supposed to tell? He's an actor. He reads lines. He's not an armorer.
I can see that argument, and the defense was pounding away on that in cross-examination of some of the witnesses, which is, hey, you had the advantage of microscopic inspection and even the audio. They talked about how the dummy has a bit of a rattle because it's a different load than a real bullet, which
and
has
you showed us too.
Powder.
You showed that the other day.
The ones that I dumped on the desk, also a different sound. So the defense standpoint is, hey, that's great, in hindsight, to be able to do that. But come on, this is in the moment, and this is all happening. I'm not sure that doesn't lead the jury to think, well, maybe you should take a little more time. Maybe you should slow down before you decide to put what could be a live round in a gun that is pointed at somebody. I think that might cut both ways.
I don't know, but he doesn't put it in the gun. It's the armorer and the first assistant director.
I get that.
He's in the gun. That's why you hire these people. And her father, by the way, is a famous armorer. He is really top notch.
well, maybe the apple fell too far from the tree, because we're hearing about these personal issues she's had with
Right.
substances, with just making bad decisions, or just not taking responsibility, just kind of assuming somebody else is going to do it, and she's just I'm just the person that actually puts the bullets in the gun. Everything else that happens before, everything else that happens after, that's not on me. I think that's
Well,
a
you know
bad
what?
position.
You know what? We haven't heard, just find my final thought was, we haven't heard the theory of why they re-indicted Alec Baldwin. Maybe it's that he knew of possible issues with her and didn't do anything. Maybe he pointed the gun at somebody and it wasn't supposed to be that way in the script. Because if you just look at it in terms of him discharging the weapon, whether he had his trigger on it or not, it doesn't make any sense. But maybe there's more there, Michael. Maybe you've hit upon it.
Could be too, and I'm thinking about the civil suit, which has been resolved. It was resolved in that period of time, at the end of the first indictment, dismissed without prejudice, meaning it can be brought again, as it was. And then the civil suit gets resolved, and then, hey, let's bring back the criminal matter. I don't know. We'll never know what's going on behind closed doors. But the fact is, if there's no criminal matter or a conviction, it can't be used against him in a civil case. So now the
Right.
civil case is out of the way. Move forward with the criminal. I don't know.
I don't know. All I do know is that Halyna Hutchins, she's dead and nothing is going to bring her back.